Hi. This is your Asian drama consultant and I'm back to recommend my top 18 Korean horror movies to date. I've watched and reviewed 48 old and new Korean horror movies for a month to come up with this list in time for the Halloween. I've included only the ones with the best storylines, the horror classics, the most relevant and relatable, and of course those that are the best in visual and audio that will make your heart jump and the hair at the back of your head stand. For more Asian dramas and movie recommendations, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that I can update you with more recommendations that are worthy of your time. Just a fair warning, if you need the subtitles like me, it will be hard to look away, so exercise caution. On the number 18 spot is Hansel and Gretel 2007. We all know the fairy tale, right? Well, this Hansel and Gretel version is completely the opposite. The similarity ends at the dreamy meals of cakes and pastries, but that's that. Expect a backstory that tells how a seemingly fairy tale-like life in the deep forest is not what it appears to be. If you liked Godzilla, you will like my number 17th horror film entitled The Host 2006. Although this horror film is on the comedic side, the complexities of relationship and love are perfectly portrayed by the family in this film. Witness how they rise up to the challenge of reuniting with each other while they fight their personal shortcomings. On number 16 is Rampant 2018. Very much like the movie origin of the drama Kingdom 2019, Yoon Bin plays the role of the crown prince who takes over the throne by fighting zombies. Set in the Joseon era, I enjoyed the massive production and the countless actors used in this film. A Korean horror movie classic takes the number 15 spot. Whispering Corridors 1988 is the first of a 6-film series from the same directors, writers, and producers. It is a daring take on the Korean education system in an all-girls school. This is one horror film that I'm sure you'll be able to relate to. It may even remind you of that one weird classmate. The Closet 2020 is about a father and daughter who have just acquired a new house in the hopes that the father will be able to spend more time with his daughter. This horror film is about parenthood and the results of miserably failing in it. Find out what happens to a neglected child and the lengths a father will go through to make up for it. On the number 13 spot is Metamorphosis 2019. This horror film featured the San Agustin Church in Intramuros, Manila. This is the latest spin on the famous demonic possession movie The Exorcist, where a priest ended up killing a possessed Catholic girl. Only this time, the priest had to save his brother's family from the same demonic possession. Don't Click 2012 is one of the horror films I saw wherein strong girl Bong Soon Park Bo-young starred. This is basically a Curiosity Killed the Cat film which is heavily embedded in human nature. This takes the number 12 spot for its relevance in relation to the prevalent abusive way we use the internet and social media. Watch out how technology can bite us back. Death Bell 2008 takes the number 11 spot for its visual creativity. Another horror film in this list in a school setting. The title literally translates to the death of a student from the elite section. With an eye-opener twist in the rolling of the credits part, sometimes getting high grades in the end can lead to someone losing a life and a few more when time is up. On the number 10 spot is #Alive 2020. Though a zombie movie, its timely release during the COVID-19 pandemic makes it seem as though the social isolation experienced by Yoo-in and Park Shin-ye is similar to the worldwide quarantine. And though a far cry from how we would actually fight for survival nowadays, I wish defeating COVID-19 is as easy as killing a zombie. A Tale of Two Sisters 2003 is another horror classic that deals with the emotional pain of a broken family and the deep relationship between siblings. The shift in the tone of the scenes will momentarily throw you off, but it increases the visual surprises spread throughout the film. Be ready for an emotional and psychological roller coaster from start to end. On my number 8 spot is Mourning Grave 2014. For me, nothing is scarier than being sought out for help by the dead, which is innate in the male family bloodline of Kang Hanul. There is literally no calming down in this horror film. Between the troubled ghosts after Kang Hanul and a very welcome puppy love, you will mostly be high in anticipation. The Piper 2015 takes on the original essence of the fairy tale of the same title but adapted to the war period in Korea. This is my top 7 horror film because of how the ugly human nature is depicted in the story. Plagued with fear of the unknown, selfish interests and greed, the village folk acted more savage than a demonic beast, which drove Ryu Seung-ryong to the edge. It's hard to resist Park Seo-joon even in horror films, so I put The Divine Fury 2019 on the top 6 spot. With a sad experience in the divine faith in his childhood, he grew up as a world champion MMA fighter to manifest his anger to God, only to find himself in the same crossroads when he was grief-stricken with his father's death, but this time, he was not able to escape his destiny. Do not take my top 5 horror movie lightly because of its title. Killer Toon 2013 is about the mysterious coming to life of web cartoons and the equally mysterious source that seem to have experienced them firsthand. The visual shock is manageable as drawings, but beware when they are translated to real life. Being a K-pop fan myself, the blood, gore and violence in my top 4 horror movie entitled White Melody of the Curse 2011 is one that can never be unseen, which I regret so much. Knowing all too well how cutthroat this industry is, expect the high incidence of unhealthy competition that sometimes lead to death, and the resulting vengeful and menacing ghost. On my top 3 is a true horror fanatic must-watch. Gonjiam, Haunted Asylum 2018 will have you jump out of your skin and will sure to make you scream at least twice. If you think you can sleep after seeing footage in a haunted abandoned asylum, then by all means watch it through. I just hope you won't empathize too much if you're into social media, because you might just end up needing a visit to your friendly neighborhood psychiatrist. Better believe me when I say that I've watched most of the Korean horror films, because if Train to Busan 2016 is your scariest horror movie, it is only my second best Korean horror film. We already know how our goblin Gong-yu protected his daughter to take her to Busan as a birthday gift. Maybe I was able to watch this film a few more times because of him, but for a zombie movie, this is still the best bar none. On my top 1 spot is the Wailing 2016. In a slow rural mountainous village there started an unsettling rumor of an outsider who seems to have brought the curse of a fierce virus and has become the suspect of the bizarre and violent murders. When the daughter of a village policeman started showing signs of the mysterious virus, his visit to the reclusive outsider started the most evil events that no one will ever be prepared for. That was my top 18 Korean horror movies to date. For more recommendations on Asian dramas and movies to watch, old and new, please subscribe and click the notification bell so that I could update you with Asian dramas and movies to watch that are worthy of your time. Thank you and happy watching.